CBS 46 News at 6.
The death toll in the U.S. ticks up again. People are clearing out store shelves.
I go in there and there's...
Fear is rising.
Whoa.
An empty Mercedes-Benz plus March Madness.
An in-depth look at the coronavirus. Fact, not fiction.
The rain has only just begun. We have several days of rain in the forecast. I'll let you know when the heaviest showers move in and when the rain will finally end.
I'm so focused right now on the district. I'm so focused on continuing to bring value.
Today is the kickoff to qualifying week. We'll tell you who flew in from Washington to officially launch their campaigns.
Bring it on. We're ready for this.
The race for sheriff in DeKalb County just heated up after one of the candidates, a former interim sheriff, exposes what she believes is corruption in the department.
It's not the best thing for the citizens of DeKalb County.
Good evening, glad you're with us. I'm Rick Fulbaum.
And I'm Sean Gables. 6 deaths in the U.S. now from the coronavirus, all in Washington state. There are at least 95 cases in the county, 2 in Florida.
Despite the surge in cases, Wall Street saw a major rebound today. Look at those green arrows. The Dow closed up more than 1,200 points on hopes that central banks will protect the global economy. We asked a doctor today who is most at risk. Your age, health, and where you have traveled, they're all factors. Also, the very old and the very young, and anyone with any existing health condition, a pre-existing condition, faces the greatest risk, we're told. The symptoms of the coronavirus, very much like the flu, fever, cough, shortness of breath. So we wanted to know, why is there such a panic over the coronavirus, but people don't panic over the flu?
Problem is people have gotten accustomed to the flu. They know it happens, they know people survive, they know what to do, they know to come see us, they know how to take care of themselves.
Dr. Romeo tells us if you're considered more at risk and you're experiencing any flu-like symptoms, you may want to go to an emergency room. But if that does not apply to you, go to your regular doctor. And precautions like washing your hands and trying not to touch your face, always a good idea.
Vice President Pence is scheduled to meet with airline executives on Wednesday and cruise CEOs on Saturday. Today, Delta and American, they suspended flights to and from Milan, Italy, immediately. For Delta, those flights are between Milan and JFK. The airline's daily flights between Atlanta and Rome have not been affected so far. And even if you don't have a flight overseas, you may still have concerns about coronavirus. CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg has flown millions of miles. He says he's not letting the coronavirus stop him from traveling, but he does have tips to every flyer that they should put into practice.
When you get on the plane, take 15 seconds. That's all it takes. And take some antiseptic wipes and wipe down all the surface areas that your skin might touch. The tray table, the armrest, the seat back. And don't forget the nozzle above your head. That's 15 seconds, total elapsed time. You're going to be just fine.
Greenberg says being a smart traveler includes practicing the basics, including washing your hands before and after eating.
The world's most visited museum, the Louvre in Paris, shut its doors to tourists today. The French government has banned indoor gatherings of more than 5,000 people, an attempt to halt the spread of the virus. Meantime, in Milan, soccer matches have been postponed until May. They were going to be played in empty stadiums, but both broadcasters and fans were against it. CBS 46's Brittany Edney is live with a look at whether the threat of the virus is affecting March Madness games that are set to be played here in Atlanta. Brittany, what have you learned?
Well, Rick, I'm at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the NCAA championship game will be played on April 6th. The question is, could the fans be forced out? March Madness minus the fans. That's what one advocacy group is pushing for amid coronavirus fears. The National College Players Association has asked the NCAA to consider having its men's and women's basketball tournaments with no crowds. Plus, cancel all meet and greets if it means the players have to interact with the public. NCAA spokesman Greg Johnson told CNN that the organization is, quote, keenly aware of coronavirus and will continue to monitor in coordination with state and local health authorities and the CDC. Over in Europe, where the outbreak is more severe, the French government banned indoor public events with more than 5,000 people. That caused the Louvre Museum to shut down. And Washington state officials are telling people to be extra precautious and try to avoid large crowds if possible. But that didn't stop some of those die-hard athletics fans. They recently went out to support Seattle's pro soccer team. There was a big turnout for that. Reporting live in Atlanta, Brittany Yedney, CBS 46 News.
Brittany, thank you. The parking lot of this Costco in Brookhaven looks like it's just days before Christmas, not the first week of March. Inside, the hot sellers are bottled water and paper products, even bread flying off the shelves. Shoppers are stocking up, afraid they'll have to be prepared in case they need to be quarantined at home. We hit several stores and found similar scenes at each one.
I just came to do my regular shopping and because I needed gas. So I figured let me come on a Monday because you can't find parking on the weekend. And I go in there and there's no, it's like no water. There's no, people are buying like tons of water and toilet paper.
You may recall we told you about the story in China last week. They have a shortage of toilet paper. People were stealing it because of the coronavirus. A spokesperson with Walmart and Sam's Club tells CBS 46 they are monitoring the situation and official recommendations as well as working with their suppliers. Now, the coronavirus facts. This is not fiction. Check out our list of what not to worry about. It'll help calm your fears. If you don't already have our new CBS 46 app, it's streaming. Be sure to download it right now. And if you already have it, take a minute and upgrade it. The CBS 46 streaming app lets you watch anytime, anywhere.
And on that app, you'll see the rain, and the radar is lit up as it has been all afternoon. Still seeing rain on CBS 46 Pinpoint Radar, getting a break across the mountains of northern Georgia, but in the metro and south of I-20, that rain continues to fall. Even areas of heavy rain near Peachtree City and Henry County and into Spalding County, down into Jackson, some heavier rain as well. And it's going to continue as we look at your hour-by-hour forecast. We'll see those off and on showers through the evening. Something you'll note, temperatures instead of getting cooler tonight will actually get warmer. So by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, we'll be right around 60. And by tomorrow afternoon, we'll be in the upper 60s. So at least tomorrow, it's not a cold rain. It's a very mild rain, but we do have a good 80% chance of rain in the forecast. And we're not done after that. 70% chance of rain on Wednesday, even more rain on Thursday. I'm going to pinpoint when the heaviest rain will arrive and how much we're expecting and what it means for that threat of flash flooding by the end of the week coming up.
Thanks very much, Jen. And don't get caught in the rain without your umbrella. You can always have your forecast with you and get weather alerts sent directly to your phone. And in case you didn't know this, CBS 46 weather team once again voted the most accurate forecast in the metro area. Just download the updated CBS 46 app. It is free for Apple and Android users. Well, the race for sheriff in DeKalb County just heated up after one of the candidates exposed possible corruption in the department. Former interim Sheriff Ruth Stringer is running for the county's top law enforcement job, along with 8 other candidates. And now Stringer is in the spotlight for comments that she made a few days ago. CBS 46's Adam Murphy live in DeKalb County with all the details. Adam.
Hi, Rick. Stringer campaigned on the corner today, trying to appeal to voters in traffic. She held up her sign. She's trying to get some votes, but so are all the other candidates. And here's the deal. Coming up later this month on March 24th, there will be a special election, which is going to happen because, as you may recall, the former Sheriff Jeff Mann actually retired from his seat last November. On a rainy day in DeKalb, Ruth the Truth Stringer stood on North Decatur Road and campaigned for sheriff. But it's what she said a few days ago at a public forum which really got people's attention.
So I've already had an opportunity to look at the books and see how the books were cooked. When I served as interim sheriff, the first order of business for me is to deal with the contracts. I know exactly what contracts need to be dealt with. I know exactly who's getting paid that should be getting paid.
Stringer exposed questionable contracts being awarded for services provided at the county jail, something she did not mention publicly when she became aware of the issue while serving as interim sheriff.
You need to know what happened while you're paying more for medication for inmates than you should, while you're paying more for services in that jail than you should.
Stringer led the department for 40 days while former Sheriff Jeff Mann served a suspension. Now her opponents and others are concerned that she didn't disclose possible corruption.
When you start talking about bid rigging, you start talking about prescription drug contracts, that implies a certain level of financial impropriety that has to be reported and investigated.
But I would imagine, as the county's chief law enforcement officer, in a sense as sheriff, she is under some obligation to report criminal activity and wrongdoing that she specifically knows about.
Still, Stringer stands by her actions while running a campaign on transparency.
It's not that it's illegal, it's just that it's not the right thing to do. It's not the best thing for the citizens of DeKalb County.
Now, Stringer is calling, of course, her critics now are calling on her to be more transparent about her findings, come forward with documentation. She should have done this, they say, a long time ago when she was serving as the interim. I should also point out, former federal prosecutor Brett Williams in our story has said he would not be surprised due to the revelations now if she was subpoenaed by a grand jury. We're live in DeKalb County tonight. Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
Adam, thank you. CBS 46 is everywhere tonight. In Douglasville, someone fired shots inside a Best Buy. It happened on Douglas Boulevard just after noon. Police are now looking for the suspect. We checked, no one was hurt. 16-year-old Candace Walton arrested in Kentucky, charged with arson and murder. Police thought Walton was one of the two bodies found in a burning home last week. No official IDs on the two bodies found in that home, but her brother and mother are missing.
An update on the nearly 24 horses found neglected and malnourished. Henry County Animal Control says the horses are doing well, but they could still use some quality Bermuda round hay bales. If you would like to help or donate, contact Jerry Yoder with Animal Control. And in DeKalb County, Canine Officer Indy tracked down and located a hit-and-run driver that left a 70-year-old man dead over the weekend. Indy, you may remember, was injured and lost an eye in the line of duty when a DeKalb police officer was killed in 2016.
I'm Alicia Roberts at the live desk. On the eve of Super Tuesday, Joe Biden is expecting a double endorsement from two former presidential rivals. CBS News has learned Pete Buttigieg will endorse the former vice president. Amy Klobuchar's campaign also confirmed she is flying to Dallas, this to formally suspend her campaign and endorse Mr. Biden. Now, Biden won South Carolina over the weekend. 14 states are voting tomorrow on Super Tuesday. At the live desk, Alicia Roberts, CBS 46 News.
All right, thank you, Alicia. Early voting started today, and you can cast your ballot for the 2020 presidential primary. The new voting machines are in place, and you can make your selection. A paper ballot with your vote is printed out. You scan it, and that's when your vote is actually counted. Early voting goes until March 20th. The primary is on March 24th.
The men and women who will be on the other races on our ballot in November started qualifying today.
CBS 46 joins us from the Capitol, where we are in the thick of things. We sent out a reporter right there, Haley Mason, ready to get some jabs. They were kind of thrown out today.
Yeah, today was qualifying day, the start of qualifying week, where candidates have been coming in from all over the country to sign up to officially be a candidate in this upcoming election. Now, November will mark a special election for the U.S. Senate seat in Georgia, and fireworks, as you mentioned, Sean, are already flying, especially in the Republican Party. Now, voters will have some tough decisions to make, but Governor Kemp made his choice clear in those two coveted seats. This morning, Governor Brian Kemp welcomed his U.S. Senate appointee, Kelly Loeffler, who flew in to officially qualify for the November election.
I'm running to win. I'm going to do what it takes to win and make sure that we get the president reelected, that David Perdue and our entire ticket is reelected, and that we keep this state red.
Loeffler is vowing to run a positive campaign, backing Senate incumbent David Perdue, who this morning would not endorse anyone in Loeffler's heated Senate race.
6 years ago, I stood right here and said, look, Washington's broken. If you want different results, you got to send a different kind of person. I did not see Donald Trump coming, but thank God God sent him.
Planning his move from Congress to the U.S. Senate, Doug Collins is looking to knock Loeffler out of her seat.
And they're going to spend more money against me. But you know what I say to that? Bring it on. We're ready for this. Georgia knows who the conservative is in this race.
Collins has faced criticism that challenging Loeffler could cause division on the Republican ticket.
I'm wondering if the Democrats are worried about a rift in the Democratic Party when they've got three people running for the same seat as well. We see re-elections all the time.
Opposing them all is attorney Teresa Tomlinson, who walked into the Gold Dome with a band of supporters to officially qualify.
I'm going to qualify to be the first woman elected senator from the state of Georgia to serve in the United States Senate.
The former two-term mayor of Columbus says she plans to expand on the electorate that Stacey Abrams brought to the polls last cycle in order to unseat Perdue.
We're going to hold David Perdue accountable. He has failed Georgians, and we're going to go not just to Atlanta, but to central Georgia and get our Democratic voters waiting for better governing principles.
Also qualifying today, retired military veteran James Knox. And a few other notable names that we did not see today. John Ossoff, the owner of an investigative media company, he did not yet qualify yet. Neither did Raphael Warnock, the pastor of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. Now, Ossoff's team tells me he does plan to qualify on Wednesday morning. We're going to get some news about that tomorrow. But Warnock's team, I am still waiting to hear back from them. Reporting live at the state capitol, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
And another rainy start to the work week, something we've really gotten used to in January, February, now March. We're keeping the trend. CBS 46 pinpoint radar showing areas of moderate rain to heavy rain, especially south and east of I-20. Today, when you look at the 24-hour rainfall total, you can see the heaviest totals have been northwest of metro Atlanta from Floyd County to Cherokee County and Bartow County, then all the way south into Carroll County and Heard County. That's where some isolated pockets picked up more than an inch of rain today, but most of us saw anywhere between 1/4 of an inch of rain to 1/2 an inch of rain. And that's not very much, but we have more on the way, not only tonight, but the next several days. So when all is said and done, we could see anywhere between 2 to 5 inches of rain, and that could cause some flooding and flash flooding later this week. Right now, I'm not seeing any flooding or flash flooding, but we are seeing some rain, which is a nuisance for the rush hour. We'll continue to see it for the next couple of hours, but then we start to see a little bit of a break overnight, but it will be short-lived because as we head through tomorrow morning, likely chance of rain back in the forecast. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, again, rain chances go down, so we're going to see several breaks over the next several days, but unfortunately, the breaks will not be very long and they'll be short-lived with additional rainfall in the forecast. 70% chance of rain on Wednesday, 80% chance of rain on Thursday. It's not until Friday and the weekend that we finally see the dry weather and the sunshine move back in. So here we go, hour by hour, 8 p.m. as you're watching primetime TV here on CBS 46. It's going to be raining outside, so it's probably good you're indoors watching TV. At 11 o'clock, still seeing some rain. Then we get a break, but again, tomorrow morning it comes back between 8 a.m. and noon. That's when we'll see some of the heaviest rain right along the metro area. And again, we get it in the morning. We get a break in the afternoon, but by Wednesday, those rain chances move back in. Right now, it is 54 in Atlanta. Temperatures will warm up through the evening, 56 by 9 o'clock with a good chance of rain, 56 by 11 o'clock, off and on showers in the forecast. So if you do have plans tonight, just keep those umbrellas handy, and tomorrow, definitely keep those umbrellas handy. A good 80% chance of rain with scattered showers. The highest chance of rain tomorrow will be in the late morning and early afternoon. So here we go, 8 a.m. That rain moves in from the west, continues through 10 a.m. So it will be a very wet morning, but the afternoon looks really nice with highs in the upper 60s. It will be cloudy and very humid and muggy, but at least we get a nice little break from the rain Tuesday afternoon and evening. More rain Wednesday, more rain Thursday. So when you look at rainfall totals, 2 to 4 inches of rain. The further south you go, the higher the rainfall total. Some isolated pockets seeing between 3 to 5 inches of rain. So although not worried about flooding tonight, when you get more rain and more rain and more rain, that's when it turns into a problem, especially because we've had so much rain over the past couple of months. Rivers and creeks and streams near their banks or at them. So any additional rainfall could cause some flooding, especially on Wednesday and Thursday as we keep that rain coming. It will move out on Friday, and we have sunshine for the weekend as temperatures rise to the 50s.